Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. This is iAllegedly, and I've got a good one for you today because we're going to do a roundabout and cover everything with stimulus, rent, pandemic unemployment, some new grants, where the economy's headed, a little bit of everything right now, guys. Rent moratorium leaving us, and how to get some cash for that. So before I get into it, please take a second to hit the like button, the subscribe button, share this with all your friends and colleagues. Those of you that are new here, this channel was built on grants and getting people funding. When the SBA had their calamity, which they're continuing to let us down over and over and over again, as they do that, this channel was started as a way of getting resources and sharing ways to get help. As this thing drags on into its 15th month, it's hard to say that even out loud, but it is crazy. And first things first, let's get into it. There is no plan for a fourth stimulus check. It's just not. Nothing out there that leads us to believe, as states open up, as people are vaccinated, as, I went to a baseball game last week, and, there was 30,000 people sitting in the same stadium. I don't think that there's going to be any more stimulus checks. Now, what is coming is if you have small children under 17 in your household, and if they're very young, you get even a bigger check. It's the child tax credit starts to fund in July. You get half of your child tax credit based on the number of children, $3,000 for every child. If they're under 6 and under, you get to have the $3,500. You get half of that given to you as a monthly stimulus check. That is the only thing that's scheduled right now. Now, for those of you that have never gotten a stimulus check, or you got number one, but you got number three, you didn't get number two, there is a thing called recovery rebate. You can go and you can get that. Contact the IRS and explain your situation. They will tell you the simplest way to do it. Some people that generally don't have to file tax returns are going to have to file a tax return to get the stimulus check. And some of these were lost. Some of these people moved. Some of them, they changed bank accounts. There's a myriad of reasons why people didn't get their stimulus checks. And again, the white envelope that this thing comes in, the little debit card that people got, was so innocuous. It looks like an advertisement. So many people threw them out. And there are so many checks, paper checks that have been sent out, millions that have not been cashed yet. So each state is keeping a tally, and you can bore yourself and search that stuff. But it's called recovery rebate, and you can get it, and you're going to get the money, but there is deadlines. I think number 2 and number 3 have a definitive deadline as far as when you can apply for those. The pandemic unemployment this week ends in 8 more states. Now, what that does is we're over 25 states now. Now, what my state did in California, and I've had a bunch of people write me about, is as of July 11th, which this is the kiss of death, this is the deadline for California. It was September 4th, but as of July 11th, people are going to have to start showing where they applied for work. You had self-certification up to this point, which means you were actively looking for a job if it was safe and all that stuff. Now, where did you apply? And the best thing is if you applied at, we'll just say, a very famous coffee house, and they would have hired you, and then they contact them and say that John Smith could have gotten hired, your benefits will immediately cease. Bum, bum, bum. So, trouble's coming when it comes to this stuff. I like how the camera shook at that point. It was it's the new iAllegedly sound effects studio. Anyways, there's a real problem getting people back to work, and you can believe the debate that this is making people not want to work in these jobs. I think that in 2020, we had more businesses started than any other year. I think that people are doing the side hustles, the side gigs, selling things, driving, doing things to make money and not going back to their traditional jobs. I think that this is going to be a shift in the workplace. American Airlines today had to cancel 400 flights because they didn't have enough staff. And again, when I went to Miami last week, one thing I love to do is I love to talk to everybody that I can. And one of the Uber drivers who was a flight attendant, and he was telling me how, he's got so many days on, so many days off, and he drives on the other days to and from the airport, makes a killing doing that, makes as much money driving to and from the airport as he does as a flight attendant. Now, he's got, good gigs. He was telling me how he had Europe at one point, was going back and forth to Europe, and it was a great gig, and he was there a minimum of a day, sometimes 2 days before he'd have to fly back home, and then got stuck in after the pandemic in a New Jersey flight, and he said it was hell. So, didn't like New Jersey. Anyways, the grants, there's a ton of grant programs that are coming out, and you're going to see this. I've got a grant program here that is for up to $20,000 that every single one of you can apply for. And the grants on this channel have been incredibly successful. I've had a lot of people get grant programs and file for grant programs and get the money. One woman got 4 grants. I've had 3 people now get 3 grants. Okay, I'm not talking idle nonsense. I'm talking about separate, where they applied for it. And the first one is a great one because it's from the state of New York. The state of New York has a real problem, and that is it was not friendly to business during this time. Let's just say they shut down, were very harsh. When you look at restaurant failures, it goes, San Francisco's number 1. Well, it's dirty too. It's also disgusting. Number 2 is Washington, D.C., and number 3 has been New York City. Okay, so, there's restaurant problems everywhere. You guys see me do these videos where I go out and I show you the retail. I was just in Santa Monica and in Venice and all these other places. It's really been affecting a lot of people. But the problem with New York City is they've taxed people to the moon. And people think that they're just going to reopen these businesses, Dan. Oh, you'll see in 90 days, all these places will be back. No, they're not. The bureaucracy to run a business and to run a restaurant is horrific. So let's get into the restaurant grant first in New York, and then we'll get into the other stuff. Now up next is the New York State Small Business Recovery Grant Program. Empire State Development Grant. This can get you a minimum of $5,000 if you're in New York State. This is for small to large businesses, and great program because you need to have gross receipts between $25,000 and $500,000. And the cool thing about this program is that the money is being handled by a company called Lendistry. Now, why is this a big deal? They just handled the California grants, and the thing went off without a hitch. So it's worth applying. You can't be a nonprofit. You've got to be a legal business. The grant award, to get $5,000, even if you have $25,000 in sales, you guys can get a $5,000 grant. So you can use it for payroll. You can use it for everything. And again, Lendistry is running the program. Sign up right now. The link will be in the video description below. Good luck to each and every one of you. But this, guys, is real. And New York is hurting. New York is the 3rd worst state when it comes to restaurant reopenings. Dun, dun, dun. San Francisco's first, and Washington, D.C. second, and New York is number 3. Now, the best thing about the New York program is it's statewide, okay? It's ran by a company called Lendistry, okay? This place just ran the very successful grant program here in California for small businesses, and overall, there were hiccups, but overall people were very happy, and I had people write me that got that grant, so it was successful. So apply for this thing right away, get the documentation ready. As they do these things, they get better and better and better and understand how there's more and more and more detail given to you. But give them the moon. Be very thorough. Don't change the name of your business from what it was and what's on your tax return to what it is now. It's the kiss of death in getting this stuff approved, okay? So the next one, this is the grant for everyone. This is something that each and every one of you, if you are self-employed in any way, shape, or form, you can apply for. It's awesome. It's through Linktree, and It is very simple. Linktree is a free little portal that you sign up for, and it gives you like a little mini website, and you can put your Instagram, website, Facebook page, all this stuff on one little page. It's free. But again, I make nothing from this. I'm just trying to tell you that this is something that I will be applying for as well. So let's take a look at it. This one I'm incredibly excited about. This is the Passion Fund from Linktree. Linktree is a website builder that you can share all your links, whether it's your website, social media, YouTube channel, whatever. It's a free portal that you can sign up for, and you can share everything in one little space. It's very cool. But they have this grant program where they're giving away $250,000 to start this thing out, and they're going to have gold, silver, bronze packages, and the People's Choice package is going to get an extra 20 grand. But this is absolutely free for everybody who is self-employed or has a company. Everybody can apply for this. Here's all the frequently asked questions. You got 9 gold winners at 20 grand. You got 10 at 4,000, 10 at 1,000. Very cool. I mean, this is a lot of money, guys. They're giving this away, 250 grand. Again, all you need to do for this, there is no fee. You have to have a Linktree account, which again is free to sign up for. It takes a few minutes to get, and very cool, you know. But again, got the deadlines. July 7th is the final deadline to apply, and the link will be in the video description below. As these stimulus programs end, you're going to see more and more funds like this that are going to be out there, that are going to get people involved, get the community involved, because let's face it, business is not back yet, but this is going to be something that's going to be very good to get people some cash. You know, process is simple, very easy to apply. Sign up today. Again, Passion Fund from Linktree. And again, teaming up with Square, good companies. Good luck to everybody. The last thing to cover is rental assistance. There are over 350 agencies across the country that have money currently accepting applications for rental assistance. Bum, bum, bum. Okay? If you, a family member, neighbor, friend, anybody, people you don't even like, let them know about this, because we don't want to see any more homeless people. We don't want to see any more people suffering. But for those of you that are procrastinators and dragging your feet, I take some advice from this guy on YouTube, and that is that the party is about to end. And the lawyers are going to start suing people. The lawyers that, if they do extend this moratorium, I've talked to lawyers who have they're going to get creative. It's going to be like watching an epic blockbuster, because they're going to sue you for anything they can think of to get a judgment against you and to start collecting against you to come after you. Now, is that horrible? Maybe, okay? But these small landlords, at this point, I do not know how some of these people are in business when they've not taken money in 15 months, okay? But here are over 350 programs. I've got them all. It's listed by state. You can go down, accepting applications, not accepting application. It's the coolest thing ever. But again, share this with your friends, colleagues, family members. Anybody you know that's hurting for this, give this to them. Please take a look at this. Now, there are over 350 different programs that you can apply for to get rental assistance still. Oh, there's nothing in my state, Dan. Well, this is a list of everything. Everything. California, look at all the different places that are still open. Applications being accepted. Accepting applications. Program closed. I mean, you guys, Georgia, accepting applications. Look at this. This, just for giggles, we're going to go through the entire country. Okay? There's over 350 of these that are still accepting applications. Absolutely amazing. Completely, free to apply. But again, if you guys don't have rental assistance and you need it, you better get it now, guys, because it's ending and you'll never get this again. I don't care if they extend the moratorium or not. they're going to start suing people, and the lawyers are getting incredibly creative right now with what they're coming up with. So take advantage of these programs now because they're ending, and you've got the entire nation right here with the click of one resource. I'm going to wrap this all up in that the pandemic unemployment is going to end. There's talk about extending it. There's talk about having it last longer. It's not been voted on yet, guys. It's just not the stroke of a pen and this gets extended. So it's not going to happen, okay? California, with what they're doing, that's what they're going to do in every state. So you better be out looking for a job right now. I'm just going to say that because it's over with come July 11th here in California. And the rental assistance programs, guys, once this is done, you have no negotiating power at all. None. People have had a very difficult time. You know, a lot of businesses have been closed. A lot of people have lost their jobs. People have gotten sick. You guys know all this. But the people that are proactive, the people that are trying to get themselves help and help others, those are the people that are going to benefit from this. And those are the people that the landlords that are owed money to. If a guy's owed this much money and he gets this much, trust me, I don't care how much of a hard ass he is. He's going to be more happy that he got something than nothing. And you do have a better chance of negotiating with that person. Please, if you'd like to join the Patreon channel, please join the Patreon channel. You get more access to me. If you would like to email us, we do our best to answer as many of them as we can. It's getting more and more difficult as it just explodes on the channel. Thank you for the 80,000 subscribers. I am deeply humbled and honored, and I love doing this for you guys. My day job of running the medical and startup conferences finally will be coming back. Okay? So in August, I hope that we can get back to work. That being said, don't forget to like the video, hit the subscribe button, and get all the social media channels to get a hold of me. Onward and upward, guys. More to come. Lots coming this week. Okay? See you soon.